This is my audience. Facebook has over 1.23 billion users worldwide as of 2013. Sharing photos, inspirational stories, playing games, and staying connected with people are the main uses for this popular website. Once used to help family and friends stay connected, social media is now also used to help businesses and promote political ideas. Politics often leads to heated debates, causing dissension, conflict, and resentment. As a Christian and as a Facebook user, I frequently see the negative remarks that others use to promote or downplay another one's political party. Negative political comments towards others or posted for all to see can lead to damaged relationships, lost friendships, and do not demonstrate Christ's love. I will validate this statement by pointing out the problem with political rants by Christians on Facebook do not lead to clarity, improve relationships, new party members, or increase brotherly affection, which is caused by lack of focus on Christ and can be solved by putting Christ first in all we do and say. Let's look at the problem. Political rants by Christians, as I mentioned, do not lead to clarity, improve relationships, or new party members, or increase brotherly love. Politics is tied to our morals, ethics, based on our worldview. Politics is essentially a debate over opposing worldviews. When a belief is threatened, people often resort to negativity, name-calling, and verbal abuse as an attempt to show or enlighten others about the correct worldview. Who wants to spend time feeling like someone thinks he or she is an idiot? No one. People tend to be emotionally charged in defending their political views instead of responding from a God-centered perspective. Here's what I see as the cause. Lack of focus on Christ leads to most rants about what is the correct political view. We want to yell at the world for being worldly instead of focusing on the need for a Savior. My father says we can be right and not be righteous. We respond to the wrong spirit, we correct in an unloving manner, and we point out the wrongs in an unloving way, failing to portray Christ to others. We often let political extremes become our focus rather than Christ. In C.S. Lewis's The Screwtape Letters, from the perspective of the demon, he writes, "Let him begin by treating the patriotism or pacifism as part of his religion. Then, let him, under the influence of partisan spirit, come to regard it as the most important part. And then, religion becomes merely a part of the cause. To win man over to evil, it does not matter which side is defended, as long as the political agenda matters more than God and what he values." And that brings me to the solution. Putting Christ first will prevent us from spewing our agendas so we can share God's instead. It's natural for the flesh to rise up, tempting us to do and say something in haste, even defending what we believe is right. But it causes us to respond in the wrong spirit, even when saying something right and true. Even though this reaction is natural to human nature, we should strive for the supernatural. When we notice the flesh wanting to take over, we have to pause and think, how is this honoring God? Jesus calls us to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Salt brings balance to flavors. It enhances sweetness and eliminates bitterness. When we speak to people without love, we are sharing bitterness, leading to darkness instead of the light. In Colossians 4:6, it says, let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may respond to each person. God values our love for others. When we love one another, it honors God and shows others we are his disciples. Let me summarize. When we see the reach of Facebook all around, political rants on Facebook do not bring about anything good, stem from a lack of focus on Christ, and can be avoided by leading Christ-centered lives. What do we want the world to see? Do we want them to see Christians as negative, bickering, and unloving, or as genuine, respectful, loving people, with well-thought, meaningful, valid points? Think about your posts on Facebook. Evaluate whether they demonstrate Christ's love. Do not post your negative political opinions, but maintain a respectful relationship with those with different worldviews. Even when we disagree with people about topics such as politics, on social media others are watching. We can determine whether to set the example that creates a desire for them to learn more or turn them away. What would you choose to do the next time you want to react?